Hi everybody. Well, there was a delay on this video. I had some things happen this week that prevented me from uploading this video. I think it would have been uploaded last Saturday or Sunday, but here it is a week later. I'm sorry about the delay, but I couldn't help it. Anyway, we're going to get to part 2 here on the FAA's remote identification of UAS proposed rules, and this is the second part of this video series. And this is going to be about the results of what will be happening if these proposed rules go into effect as regulation and or law. So, I just want to say, first of all, there's a lot of people spreading around false information about this, and it's obvious that they have not read the FAA's proposed rules. So I suggest you go and read it for yourselves. I got links to the proposed rules in the description. I can't stress enough just how important it is for all of us in what is supposed to be a free country to band together and stop these FAA proposed rules from becoming regulation and law. There's just no way I can stress this enough. It's going to affect everyone. So what will be happening if these rules go into law? Well, I'm going to go over just some of the major effects this will have if this goes into law, including the effects on privacy, public safety, school programs, jobs, national security, many of our disabled veterans, and many of the disabled in general. It doesn't matter what aspect of RC aviation you are a part of, it will affect you severely. Photographers, cinema photographers, realtors, agriculturists, vloggers, hobbyists, educators, engineers, inventors, innovators, you name it. If you use something that flies to do anything, it will affect you severely and likely shut you down for good. Now, the goal of the FAA's remote ID rules is to clear the airspace, all airspace, from ground to 500 feet for commercial delivery drones. Okay? The FAA and our government is essentially criminalizing RC as a whole, from education to hobbyists, all the way down to small kids' toys, but they're not even trying to go after the actual criminals. They ignore the actual criminals, but they're criminalizing toys and education. In our government's ultimate wisdom, they legalize things like drugs, but make toys and education illegal. If these rules go into law, I would not be surprised at all if they use this same preposterous logic of theirs and begin to outlaw things such as kites, frisbees, hand-thrown gliders, and paper airplanes. It wouldn't be surprising if they start to outlaw any sport where you throw, kick, or hit a ball or any object because these things fly through the air. Oh, and if you're one of those people that are paranoid about drones or anything that flies, or you're concerned for the safety of your family, especially your children, then stay tuned here. I will be addressing a couple of things about this remote identification of UAS rules that are going to be quite the sphincter clincher for you. Now, my first word of advice is, don't believe the media hype. The drone paranoia is being driven by fake news and the fact that they won't let go of even one instance of a suspected drone. They will recycle the same story, sometimes with minor edits, but just to build more paranoia. This drone paranoia is just like the UFO paranoia of the 40s through the 60s, 1940s through the 1960s. All that UFO paranoia. It was the same thing. I mean, but this is even more severe because the media is out there much more on the internet and everywhere else to spread the paranoia. First of all, the media needs drama to keep money flowing in. No story, no drama, no money. Secondly, they like to do stories that grab the attention of the paranoid people, the drama queens, the weak-minded, and the gullible, because they know that these people will spread the stories like wildfire. So don't believe the media hype. Now, this is more of a real-world view of what will be happening, and it will happen within over a period of a few years, okay? This is the goal of the FAA, is to have this all completed within a few years. So here's more of a real-world look at what's going to be affected and how. All this remote ID proposal is going to do is, first of all, it will eradicate every aspect of the entire RC hobby. Do you really think that they're going to stop with just the aviation aspect of the RC hobby? I can guarantee you they will use this as a stepping stone to move on to cars and trucks as well, and likely even to robotics and any other field like that. You will no longer be able to build anything that you could possibly fly. It must be a store-bought craft or vehicle that is from an approved FAA-approved manufacturer. You can't build anything yourself. You'd be lucky if you even be able to get parts to repair whatever you get, if you can get anything at all. You can no longer fly anything you already have. Nothing you own would even be able to be adapted with add-ons to comply with these rules. Everything you own now will be useless and illegal. Now, you think about all this right here. This is just part of my collection, okay? I got a couple other things. I got some other stuff like this I just messed around with in the house. Somebody wants to fly something in the house. Then I got this one here. I got a couple others. I got some other ones, but all these, even this little stupid thing, 3-channel, coaxial helicopter is going to be illegal. You won't be able to do anything with it. This will be illegal. This thing's not barely 2 inches wide, 2.5 inches wide. That's going to be illegal. Everything you have is going to be illegal. It'll be useless. You won't be able to do anything with it. And you think about hobbyists. Now, it's hard for me to come up with money, but I put everything I had for several years. I saved up, and I put everything I had into this. And I can guarantee you, until I know these laws are not going into effect, I'm not spending another penny on this hobby. Okay? I will not spend another penny on it, except to maintain what I have for the short time that we might have until this takes effect. I got one of these 3-inch that I need an antenna for, and to let you know exactly how tight my money is since I'm disabled, is I've needed a VTX antenna for my other 3-inch for probably about 2.5 months now. I haven't had the $20 to get an antenna. So that gives you an idea how hard it is for someone like me to stay in the hobby. Now, you guys that have the planes and the large-scale planes. Now, I was planning on building a plane, but not anymore. I'm not going to even try, because if this goes into effect, what would be the sense in putting money into it? Now, you guys that have the planes, some of you guys have the large-scale planes, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 planes, it's all illegal for you now. You can't even adapt it to comply by the FAA's proposed remote identification rules. You can't even get the equipment to put in there to make it legal if these things go into law. And plus, you'd be restricted to small AMA sites. So what are you going to do? You can't, and you'll be restricted to 400 feet away from you. You can't fly anything like that within 400 feet, especially not a jet. Forget a jet. Even a small-scale jets, you can't fly them within 400 feet of yourself. Forget it. Okay. So anyway, you think about this. The RC hobby will be eliminated. So my bench looks like this right now, and yours probably looks something similar. You got some stuff on it. Well, here we go. If these things go into law, there's what your bench will look like now. You won't have anything that you can do, period, because it will all be illegal. So, for the rest of this video, I want you guys to stare at this blank table, because this is what's going to happen at the RC hobby level especially. Okay? You will not be able to do anything. Or any hobbyist, period. If you do anything that flies, forget it. It's gone. Gone, illegal. Okay? So, for now, let's stare at this and let this sink in. Nothing legal anymore. Okay. Now, if you are able to get anything RC, it would add between $500 to $1,500 cost to even a $50 model. Not to mention the cost of subscriptions and equipment to broadcast and connect to the internet. It would put an end to all RC aviation meets around the country. It will, in fact, eliminate all AMA fields and clubs within a few short years. That is part of the goal. It will definitely eliminate all FPV in general, and FPV racing and freestyle. That will all be gone. The FAA's plan is to phase out all AMA fields and all RC aviation in every aspect completely within a few years. Now, when it comes to disabled, it will destroy the quality of life and any and all progress and hope of the many disabled people like myself that RC aviation has helped. RC Aviation is the only thing that has helped me with my disability. I have made quite a bit of progress in the last year and a half, and I cannot regress back. If I have to give this up, I just end up regressing back. There's nothing else that's ever worked. I've tried every other aspect of RC, cars, trucks, everything. It just did not work. Nothing else worked. I've tried everything. And not just an RC hobby, I've tried everything, baby steps, all the steps, programs, and nothing works. FPV drones and freestyle is what has helped me. Now, when it comes to disabled military, this especially includes our disabled military veterans that have fought for our freedoms. The military veterans who have fought for our freedoms in this country. Those freedoms are being taken away right now. There are many of our military veterans that are into the RC aircraft as a hobby and as a source of therapy. I mean, everything from improving motor skills due to severe injury in the battlefield, fighting for our freedoms, all the way to fighting their depression and PTSD. I mean, I have spoken to several military veterans that they say if it wasn't for this, they would have taken their own lives. They're so happy that they found FPV or they found RC aviation in general. That's just an escape for them. It's a release. It helps them with everything from their PTSD to their depression to them, helping with their motor skills. I mean, even adaptations for disabled have been developed in the RC hobby. I mean, for people that have like amputees, in the RC hobby, there's been plenty of adaptations for amputees. So, I mean, you got to think about what this hobby has done when it comes to innovation. It will affect the quality of life of most everyone, because most of these commercial delivery drones that they're wanting to clear the airways for are bigger, noisier, and many times more dangerous than what we fly in the RC hobby. Just think, you are trying to sleep and these commercial delivery drones are flying all around your neighborhood keeping you awake. Or you're just trying to relax and enjoy a nice sunny day out in your yard or at a park, and all you can hear is the constant noise of commercial delivery drones flying all around your neighborhood, and you're just sitting there waiting for one of these big things to fall out of the sky due to a failure of some kind, in turn landing on you and killing you or severely maiming you. Do you really want to have that kind of thing going on? Constant noise of delivery drones, constant risk of them falling on you? It's going to be happening. It will happen. There will be failures. There will be problems. There will be bird strikes. There will be things like that will take them out of the air, including nut jobs that just like to shoot them out of the air, and they can fall on top of you. Okay, now this would eliminate most of the technology and most definitely all of the aviation programs in schools and colleges. For example, STEM programs, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics programs in schools, and all aviation and aerospace degrees in colleges and universities. STEM, first of all, is one of the most noteworthy and significant programs that attracts and encourages our younger population to pursue the fields of technology, and especially aviation and aerospace. Just try to get a degree in any field without hands-on training. It can't be done. It's like trying to get a degree in computer programming without ever being allowed to touch a computer, or a degree in electronics engineering without ever touching any electronics. How is this going to work, since you'll have to eliminate these programs? The result of this proposal would in fact eliminate these programs, and in just a short time, there will be no one left to advance the technology. These kids and young adults in these programs have come up with some of the greatest technological advances in history. To eliminate or even restrict them to this level would put a stop to progress and innovation. It would eradicate the availability of anything RC related, such as toys, kits, parts, to spark and hold the interest of young minds in aviation and technology. Our younger population would quickly lose interest because nothing is available or accessible to them to shape their young minds and encourage them to pursue the fields of technology and aviation. Not even toys, including STEM project kits. There are STEM project kits out there that let you build little aircraft and stuff and fly them. It will become illegal to do that. Okay? So none of that stuff will be available anymore. Think about it. I mean, things will become illegal. Like I said, that will be illegal. That will be illegal. And you know those little, I I don't have one here, of course, but because I don't have a smartphone, first of all. But you know those little adapter kits that you can put on a paper airplane? It's just got a little motor, propeller, and a little box on the back with all the electronics that you can connect to your cell phone, and you can hook that, connect that to your paper airplanes and make them fly. Even those will be illegal. Even those will be illegal to fly a paper airplane. That's how bad this is going to be. We the hobbyists are the developers, the engineers, the innovators, the inventors of all these technologies that are being used every day, from toys all the way to our military to protect this country. If you eliminate the toys, the hobbyists, and the educational programs, then there will be no more progress. It will eliminate our young inventors and innovators, in turn making the number of new people to fill technology positions, that is, if there will be any jobs left to fill, so low that the entire industry will end up folding. It will restrict innovation to the point that any progress will be extremely slow, that is, if there's any progress at all due to the lack of interest. It will eliminate all current commercial drone activities involving realty, land surveying, land mapping via drones, building inspections, search and rescue, firefighting, agriculture, etc. I mean, it'll just eliminate everything that's currently going on. Now, there may be some adaptations for that with these new rules, but it's going to limit it so much that it's going to be absolutely useless. It will eliminate a multitude of individuals' only source of income. Look at all the people out there that have built a business and make a living from drones and RC-related products. Look at all these companies out there, all these people that have done things, all these independent photographers and so forth. I mean, think about it. All these people that do these things are going to be out of a job. It will put tens of thousands of companies in the USA and all around the world out of business, including some of the biggest innovators in the industry. It will cause a major unemployment problem. People think it might not, but it will. It will definitely cause a major unemployment problem, eliminating millions of jobs. You may think that it will create more jobs, but it will in fact eliminate many thousands of times more jobs than it could possibly create. Everyone from people in the community-based programs to educators to big technology companies will lose their jobs. Most of them will lose their jobs because this is going to eliminate all this technology. This is going to eliminate all these programs in schools and colleges and everything, all these community-based programs to help kids and everything like that. It's all going to go away because it'll all become illegal to fly anything. Okay? So you got to think about this in that aspect as well. Now, yeah, these commercial delivery drones, yeah, you're going to need a couple people to maintain them. You're going to need a couple people to, program them and punch in coordinates and all this kind of garbage. But that's going to be it. A few people might gain jobs, but tens of thousands, even millions of people will lose jobs because there's not going to be any more delivery drivers, hardly at all. There's not going to be any more educators to do this kind of stuff. There's not going to be any more technology in education. I mean, there's so many things, and innovators and companies that are going to be gone. Inventors, people, the thinkers, the doers, the engineers, they're all going to be gone. It will cause our country to seriously fall behind in technological advances. And if we fall behind, there is no question that this country will be in dire danger. It will eventually cause this country to fall due to being so far behind technologically that we can no longer defend ourselves. If the innovators and inventors are gone, technology ceases to advance, we fall. If you are truly concerned about national security, then these proposed laws cannot go into effect, period. Okay? There's no way. Now, the FAA claims that they have done an extensive risk assessment. I have yet to see one because they have not released one and they have refused to release one. The reason is because they never conducted a risk assessment and do not have one. They are depending on media hype and the paranoia of the general public. The only risk assessment that I can see that the FAA has done is the risk to their own pockets. They're trying to clear all of the airspace from ground level to 500 feet for delivery drones for Amazon, FedEx, UPS, to mention a few. So they're doing this to line their pockets even thicker and do not care about anything else, not even national security and certainly not public safety. The FAA claims that the RC hobby is the single biggest threat to national security, public safety, and air traffic safety. In nearly 100 years of RC aviation, there has never been a single fatality involving an RC aircraft and a full-size manned aircraft, not even helicopters on any level. And within the RC hobby itself, that I can find, there have been 2 fatalities in all of RC aviation history. One was a horrible accident. That was a very, very long time ago. And the other person got himself killed by being a complete fool. He should have never been allowed to fly. Those are the kind of people that need educated. I mean, certainly need to be educated before you let them behind the sticks. Now, compare these numbers in the RC hobby's record with anything else and with any other activity. And I'm including walking or even just sleeping. Then try to say that the RC hobby is a threat? Show me the victims. Even sleeping, you are at higher risk of rolling off your bed and smacking your head off your nightstand and killing yourself, or severely injuring yourself, causing brain injuries, than you are to be injured or killed in the RC hobby. Much more of a threat, just by sleeping. As for national security, anyone bent on compromising our national security will not abide by and will find a way around any rules, regulation, or laws so they can meet their agendas. It doesn't matter what kind of stuff you put out there on these things. Any kind of tracking, it doesn't matter. The only people that are going to have anything like that are law-abiding citizens. Any criminals are going to find a way around it, period. These terrorists, they're going to be taking these delivery drones out of the sky just to get parts to meet their agendas. They're going to build something that doesn't get tracked just so they can go and do whatever they want to do. Same thing with criminals. It'll aid criminals in avoiding detection from law enforcement. Even right now, I mean, just a couple of years ago, my local police department here in my town has started using drones for finding criminals, especially like in wooded areas and things like that. I mean, they're successful. They got the FLIR on them and everything like that. It's cheaper than running a helicopter for that purpose, but they still end up having a helicopter out as well. But you know what? The FAA wants everything to be tracked in real time, its location, the ground operator's location, who they are, what they're doing, every single thing about it, their identities, all of it. And because this stuff is going to be publicly available to anyone with an internet connected device, all a criminal is going to have to do while they're hiding from the police is whip out their cell phone, go, doot, 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 doot. Oh, there's that police drone, it's over here, and I'm over here, so I need to go this way to get away from them and hide over in here somewhere because they're searching over here for me. That's going to make it so easy for a criminal to get away from the police. This is absolutely insane. It will endanger everyone by allowing thousands of commercial delivery drones to fly over and near all of us. So much for safety. Most of these drones that they want to use in commercial delivery are many thousands of times more dangerous than anything in the RC hobby. What is going to happen when one of these commercial delivery drones has a major failure or is taken out by a bird strike and comes down in the middle of traffic, causing a major pileup, killing people? Who's going to be held responsible? I can tell you now, the FAA ain't going to take responsibility, nor is the company that owns the drone. They're not going to take responsibility. I can guarantee you they're going to try and pin it on the motor vehicle operators in rush hour traffic and make them held accountable because they did not get out of the way of this commercial delivery drone falling out of the sky. They didn't make way for the commercial delivery drone. That's why everybody died, and whoever got hit is the one going to be primarily held responsible. Now, this part is for you paranoid people. You know, the ones that are afraid of anything that flies or anything RC related and thinks it's spying on you or out to get you. The ones that are even afraid of a kid flying a toy aircraft in their yard or at a park. The one that sees a plastic bag blowing through the air and immediately says, that is a drone, and it's either the government spying on me or it's a neighbor spying on me in the shower. I mean, some pervert or whatever. That happens in my neighborhood a lot. You think a kid with a toy or the RC hobby is a problem? You think you're paranoid now? Just wait. Just wait until there are tens of thousands of commercial delivery drones flying around. Your privacy is much more at risk from the everyday security camera that is nearly everywhere now. And you're much more at risk. Your privacy is at much more risk than anyone with a cell phone. Anyone with a cell phone could be recording you at any time and you don't even know it. Now, if there is anything RC related left, even toy aircrafts for kids, they will be required to have special, costly equipment, a constant internet connection, a subscription to a provider, especially designed for tracking your location and identity in real time. You and your kids' location, activities, and identity will not only be collected by the government, but also be broadcast and publicly accessible to everyone in real time. This is a violation of federal privacy and data collection laws. Right off the top, right there. This is a violation of federal and privacy and data collection laws. You will also have these paranoid anti-drone nut jobs that will be looking at this information just to find and harass you and even call the police on you. Even if you are 100% legal, you will be at risk for police harassment. Many of these anti-drone nut jobs even shoot drones out of the air, and some may even use this publicly broadcast information to find and shoot you just because they hate drones. Drones and drone pilots have in fact already been shot many times by these anti-drone nut jobs. These proposed rules would in fact make it really easy for someone to find and harm you. This will put you and or your child in danger by criminals who can access this information with their cell phones, tablets, or over any internet connected device. And here's one for all you parents out there. Do you really want your kids that are trying to have fun flying a toy aircraft at the park, field, or even in your own yard put in danger from child predators or any of these criminals looking at this real-time public information? Do you really want that? Do you really want some child predator to go like, on their cell phone there going, yeah, okay, there's a drone flying right there. Let's go see if that is a kid that we could snatch up. Do you parents really want that happening? Because that's what's going to happen if your kid gets a toy after these things go into law and all this takes effect. That's if toys are available anyway. Okay, the ultimate goal here is obvious. And the ultimate goal of the FAA is to eradicate all amateur, all RC, all experimental aircraft, education in aerospace and aviation, and toys, and have nothing left except commercial delivery drones flying around so they can line their pockets. Now, I can tell you, I have missed plenty of things that this new proposed rule will seriously affect and eliminate. But this should give you a good idea on just how serious this is. Now, the FAA wants to have nothing that does not have remote ID within 2 years. And all of this completely in effect within 3 years. Currently, this is in the comment stage until March 2nd, 2020. So get your comments in before March 1st to ensure that you get them in. Contact your congressman. Get with any and all of your groups, charities, and advocates for the rights of the disabled military veterans. Get with schools that have STEM programs. Start petitions against this and send them to all levels of our government. Spread the word to everyone about the importance of fighting this. These rules will affect everyone. Everyone. Whether you fly anything or not, it will affect you. So let's join together and make a stand against these proposed remote ID rules. I can't stress how important this is. I mean, even AMA fields, they're going to phase them out. There will be nowhere to fly. It will be done and over with. So we got to stop this. Everything from, just you sitting in your house all the way to, commercial, everything's education, all of it will be affected. So we got to stop this. Now, like I said in the beginning of this video, I had some things this week that prevented me from uploading this video. I think it would have been uploaded Saturday or Sunday, but here it is. I did a re-edit because Bruce over at XJet covered the Administrative Procedure Act and the Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs. I just took those out of my video because he found the exact same information that I did. He actually uploaded his video while I was editing mine last weekend. It came in, the notification for his video came in while I was actually finishing up the edit. So I had to re-edit everything this week. So after you finish watching this video, I suggest you go watch his. I linked to his video in the description. I'm also going to put a couple links to more videos. Even though I don't agree 100% with their creators' views on the general hobbyist and FPV, 100%, I don't agree with them 100%, but I kind of get where they're coming from. But then again, it's unnecessary for the general hobbyist and FPV. But these videos give you more of the very same important information that I have found in government documents on privacy and data collection laws. Information that I've edited out because someone else already covered it. I just didn't want to have the risk of someone possibly reporting me for a copyright strike, or even YouTube, the tube here, giving me a copyright strike just for the heck of it. So I edited those things out. You can go watch their videos. Those links are in the description here. So yeah, guys, this is really important. We got to fight this. It affects everyone at every level of this country. Everyone from the, just the bottom of the barrel all the way up to the top level. So we need to fight this. Get with anybody you can, and let's get our comments in, get petitions in, contact your congressman, everybody. And your congressman, if you start contacting them about this, be polite, be reasonable, and give the facts. Read the documentation yourself. Get your own opinions, give the facts, okay? That's important. And be nice, okay? That's the only way to get through to them. And make it meaningful, because if you start out with something ridiculous, they're just going to throw it away and dismiss it. So the more we can get out there and do this, especially even with petitions, a well thought out petition, and I'll be the one of the first people to sign it if I know about it. So get it out there, and link to anything you have, put it on my comments here, and I'll take a look at it. And let's just fight this. We got to do it. We got to do this, because this is like taking away our freedoms, taking away our privacy, taking away, is violating privacy laws, is violating data collection laws. It's taking away our freedoms. It's harming our disabled veterans. It's going to harm everybody in the long run. It's just going to destroy society as a whole. So let's fight this. Thanks for watching, guys. And I know the video is long, but if you stuck through to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. This is very important, and it shows me that you care. If you didn't stick through the end of the video, oh well. Just lets me know exactly what you care about, and it's not anything important. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.